Welcome back, Shalligators. I am back from my Austrian odyssey through a billion different Christmas markets in Vienna and Salzburg. Check out my Instagram if you want to see some highlights of that. And my decision to leave no sausage left behind. I ate sausage morning, noon, and night, and boy, oh boy, is my waistline showing it. Then I went to London and also left no sausage behind. It was a good, fun trip. We're not here to talk about sausages, but actually, aren't we? Aren't we here to talk about wieners? And where men keep putting them? Yeah. We're here to talk about Sabrina Carpenter and Barry, whatever his fucking name is. That guy. This man looks like a penis. This man looks like a penis. I have thought this from day one, and you know what? I have always been fine with his relationship with Sabrina because he seemed to really adore her. And now that the tea is out that apparently he was cheating on her with some skank, oh, girl, we're coming for you. No, Irish McPenis. McWieners, you get out of here. We're not doing this. I'm so furious. We're going to talk today about this whole saga, who I think is to blame, and why you shouldn't date the ugly guy. Okay? Why you should never give the ugly guy or the fat guy a chance. If you're an ugly man or a fat man watching this, you're probably not going to like it. Just the way we shouldn't like you. We're also going to talk about how to move on from the humiliation of getting cheated on. I'm going to give you a pep talk that's going to make you feel better. Because listen, I've been on both sides. I've been the cheater and the cheatee. So I'm going to tell you what's really going on and you're going to feel better. But before we get started, here's a quick word from today's sponsor.
Shalligators. Does connecting with your partner ever feel like kind of a challenge? Like maybe you know all there is to know about them and you're out of the honeymoon phase already? I've got the app for you. It's called Paired. The app is designed especially for couples to help you deepen your emotional connection and strengthen your communication. So let's take a look with me and the male in my life. Yeah. So Paired will give you daily conversation starters and really fun games designed to help you open up. I'll go first. Okay. How would I feel if Cowboy became friends with one of my exes? You literally put your nose in their crotch like every single time you see them. Okay, Cowboy, your turn. Thank me for a small task. Do you want me to, do you need a bribe? Are you gonna thank me? I'll take it. As you can see, it's these deep conversations bringing us closer together, not the hand-cooked organic chicken. It's not that. Let's talk about taking breaks during arguments. One time, we were having a bit of a squabble and you literally paused to lick your own. It's not a tactic I would have thought, but see how much we're learning? If you want to get this close to your partner, body part licking and all, click the link down below to get a 7-day free trial and save 25% on Paired Premium so that you and your partner can fall even more in love. I love you. I love you. Never leave me. I love you forever. I love you forever.
Just another quick word. Our philanthropy, our holiday giving is here. I mentioned it, I think a few videos ago, but I want to remind you guys. So a few times a week, I volunteer at the local food bank here in Bozeman, Montana. It's actually a restaurant that I volunteer at. It's called Fork and Spoon. It's a free restaurant run by our food bank. I partnered with the company, the organization that runs all of this. We've created some Amazon wish lists for families living in our local shelters here. Things like mittens, snowshoes for kids, like snowsuits, blankets, plus a bunch of toys, because it's always so fun to shop for toys for kids, right, at the holidays. It's on Amazon. It ships directly to the HRDC headquarters where the coordinator and I are going to sit and wrap packages. I'm so excited. So click the link down below to shop. I love that there's no middleman. There's no like corporate waste or how much is really going to people. It's a present. It goes directly to the family. We are a one-to-one pipeline. And if dogs are more of your thing, please consider donating to Whispering Willows Senior Dog Sanctuary. It's just this charity that I stumbled upon. It's this house in Missouri, and they take in abandoned or neglected senior dogs. And it's kind of like a long-term hospice. So they live out their days in this wonderful, warm, sweet environment. And even $5 makes a difference. And, you know, we love a snouty. We love a snouter, and we love helping kids, and we love helping people who are really doing their best to get back on their feet. Because we're not about handouts, we're about hand-ups. And I'm about a motherfucking backhand to Barry. Let's get into this. I actually didn't know Sabrina and Barry broke up, and I guess they broke up a few months ago, which apparently everyone but me knew about. I thought they were like still kind of happy. And of course, it was sources confirmed. It was the usual spin of like, they're just both busy. They're young and career focused. Bitch, presidents have wives. Okay. You can make it work and you can have a girlfriend. Turns out Barry, should we rant about how he looks now? No, we're going to wait. We're going to hold up. Turns out Barry was sticking his Irish weenus. Sticking his Irish weenus. You go, yeah, a fucking caravan, yeah. Pikeys. Is he a pikey? I don't know. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Is that a slur? Too bad. Too bad. You fuck with Sabrina. You fuck with Sabrina Carpenter on my watch? When Shallon Lester exists as a YouTuber? No, Barry McWeenus. No, you don't. You don't. Apparently, he was sticking it into some influencer named Brecky Hill. Who is this slut? And listen, you're going to hear me call her that a lot. Why? Being a slut is not about how you look. It's not about how you dress. It's not even about how many guys you have sex with. It's about why you have sex with them. And it is about how you go about doing this. Gross. Like, you're a skank. You're a skank. You're a skank for bragging that you're a mistress. That's so nasty. This is what you think of yourself. This is how you get your jollies, is being excited you were the thing that broke a couple up. Oh, you can be excited people broke up. You can maybe even in like your diary, dear diary, I'm so glad I was the one to break them up. You don't take it to the streets. Be a lady, for God's sakes. What happened to being a lady? And I'm not even that ladylike. And this isn't even something I would do. You know, whatever. There was rumors on Dumois that Barry had been like sexing her and hanging out with her for months, and like Sabrina caught wind of it. And Brecky is fucking reposting this. Clearly she's the one who submitted this as a rumor, right? Like, obviously, if you're going to go so far as to repost it, to like underscore that it's you, it's clearly coming from you, which makes me wonder if it's even true. Like, if this is what she's going to do for attention, barf. And then she's posting like, she's like, oh, this margarita is kind of salty. Saltburn reference. My date's having a blackberry smash. Like, you are not good at this. You're not good at this. You're good at tits. For sure, but you're not good at this. And what is this? You're not good at being a lady. When girls act like this, I'm like, I hope you're saving your money if he paid you off. I hope that you are storing up all of the good feelings you're getting for this, because, sweetheart, to me, if I were a man, that bitch would be radioactive. Radioactive. I don't care the tits. I don't care if she's got a velvet lined vagina. I would, if I was a high value man, a famous man, a very rich man, a high powered man, I would not touch her with a 10-foot pole, because she's a liability. Because she is going to do whatever she has to for the clout and the fame. And that is gross. Do you know how many rich and famous and powerful men I date? A lot. And do you hear about it? Nope. I will obliquely reference things. I'll talk about it more in the Shallontrage, but I'm still not like spilling the tea on who these people are. It's tacky. Valor is the better part of discretion. No. Discretion is the better part of valor. Discretion is the better part of valor. Even if you're not going for valor, which means bravery, discretion is the better part of being an elite lady versus a skank and a hoe. That's hoe behavior. Because what it does, when Brecky, what kind of name is that? I know my name is Shallon. I understand that. When she's doing that, she is automatically placing herself below him. He's not tweeting about her. He's tweeting about Sabrina Carpenter. That's who he was claiming publicly. You act like When she's making herself look, that's like fan behavior. Like, ooh, let me just like tag this guy for clout. Let me like make these references for clout. What you're saying is you need the clout. You're saying you need that clout. Sabrina doesn't need that clout. Barry doesn't need that clout. I just cannot believe that these two women are fighting over a man named Barry, who looks like this. Now we have to get into it. Who looks like this. He looks like, okay, I'm going to be mean because fuck him. It's like if you, I don't really know how 3D printing works, but I imagine you like draw something on the computer and then you tell the printer, hey, print it out. This looks like the first round. Like the first pancake that you make. It's never the best one. You're like, oh, we got to refine some things because his face does not go together. I don't understand what I'm looking at. He literally looks like a penis to me. Alex Rodriguez, we know, looks like a boiled hot dog. Tom Brady looks like Mr. Peanut. This man looks like a human man's weenus. Am I wrong? You cannot possibly think that this man is hot. You cannot possibly. And you're like, whoa, his dick is in Saltburn. It's like, fine. It's nothing to write home about. It's like, okay. Also, is he not like 5'1"? Hey Siri, how tall is Barry Keoghan?
Barry Keoghan is 5 feet 8 inches.
Ooh, 5 feet 8 inches. So you're a foot fucking taller than Sabrina Carpenter. You probably felt like a king. You probably felt like a king. You're the king of nothing. You felt like the cock of the walk. You were cock of nothing. You were cock of nothing, Barry. You cheated on our girl? On our like sexy animal espresso baby queen? Men are trash. Brecky is trash. And you know what? Great. I hope that they have a long-lasting romance because wow, suddenly I see these two as pure equals. Pure equals. Ladies, we cannot go into a new year entertaining ugly men. We cannot. We cannot. Now you could make a case for Barry being like, well, he's rich and famous. So is Sabrina. So you take that off the table and they're equals. They're actually, though, not equals. Sabrina she's a god, right? He's like doing well. Yeah, he's like in movies or whatever. He is not Sabrina Carpenter. He's not Sabrina Carpenter. She had the most streamed song of the year. He didn't have the most streamed movie. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. So right there, you have a power differential. But let's wipe that off. And let's look at our lives. When I say you cannot date an ugly man, it's because there is also a power differential. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, you know the phrase that I apply to this. Kill the cheerleader. Kill the cheerleader. What does this mean? I have dated a lot of ugly men. I have. I've dated a lot of really rich and powerful and famous men. I've dated a lot of really hot men. And I've dated a lot of ugly men because I date based on chemistry. And it comes in all shapes and sizes, you know? So I don't really have like a type. I don't have a type. I should probably get one, but I have learned the hard way what ugly men are like. There is no man who will neg you harder than the ugly fat guy. Why? Kill the cheerleader. Everyone is basically who they were when they were 13. Here's a fun fact for you. When JFK was married to Jackie Kennedy, you know, very like prim and proper, preppy, the little hat, he would go to this whorehouse, I know, in Paris. Jackie would literally be with him. This like Madame Claude, she like ran this amazing whorehouse. I read a whole book and it was fascinating. You like never want to be a prostitute so bad in your life. And he would always ask for the same type of girl. She needs to look like this. She needs to dress like this. Do you know what that girl looked like? I know what you're going to say. Oh, Marilyn Monroe. No. Like Jackie. Like his wife. And it said in the book, because these types of women, these preppy, elitist, snotty aristocrats were the type of girls who, this is the quote, inflamed his adolescence. And in the book, Madame Claude, like, knew, if she knew anything about her clients and these men who would come in, she would understand, like, how they grew up and what type of girl they would want. John Kennedy grew up like the son of what, a bootlegger? They were like trash, dude. They were new money trash. And all he wanted was to be accepted into this elite. He was Dan Humphrey. He was Dan fucking Humphrey from Gossip Girl. And she was Blair Waldorf. And that's where he always wanted to be. I say this because let's take that back to what I had said before. We are all, especially in dating, and especially this is true with men. This is especially true with men, but actually kind of all of us. We imprint on these kinds of people that we want. Men will imprint on the cheerleader and chase that forever. So you're like, well, then why would that guy neg the cheerleader? Why would he dump and hurt the cheerleader? For the waist. For the waist. You know how you see people on Instagram or whatever, and they're like lighting a cigar with $100 bill? They're doing that because that implies I have a billion other $100 bills. This is nothing to me. The waist is the flex. You would think having the beautiful girl on your arm is the flex. What's one level above that? I don't even fucking care. There's a million of hers. There's 1,000 of those girls. I can call up Victoria's Secret and be like, send me 5 more. I'm Leo DiCaprio. Bye. It's the waist. I know. I call it kill the cheerleader because these guys will get the cheerleader. They'll get you. They'll get me. They'll get literal Victoria's Secret models. And there's like this like sleeper cell inside them that glitches the fuck out. And they're like, I have to destroy her as revenge for me being 15 and the cheerleader who didn't want me. Now, maybe at best, you could put a much rosier spin on this and be like, well, they just don't feel worthy. Who fucking cares what it is? Bro, who cares? I know we love to break down the psychology of everything here, and we can get very caught up in the why. Well, it's because he doesn't feel like this self-worth. If an ugly man is negging you, cheating on you, lying to you, gaslighting you, being a fuckboy, I don't care what his motivation is. I don't care what his psychological splinter is, what his damage is. He can fuck off. These are not the people we try to help and save. And you know what? Hot guys, very smart guys, guys who have been valued and seen and approved, like given that check mark their whole life, they don't need to be an asshole to anyone. They are not operating from this emotional deficit where they've got this wound, this bone to pick, this axe to grind. Ugly guys do. My ex-boyfriend, Ryan, beautiful man, but I have like some enemies, and well, I'm their enemy. They're not my enemy because like, I don't care, but they're ugly. They're like fat and they're ugly girls. And he's like, of course they hate you. Like, of course they hate you. Don't be around ugly people. You cannot trust ugly people. He's like, it's science. Scientifically, they're angry. And they are going to work this out on everyone, especially someone who has a power differential over them. Let's take it back to Barry and Sabrina. The power differential. If she had been less famous, I bet he wouldn't have cheated. Is it a coincidence that he went with a girl who's like, who the fuck is this chick? Who is this chick? Tits McGee over here? Do you know how clever Sabrina is? You listen to her songs, you're like, that is so clever. Music is math. To be a musician, you have to be very smart. To have your tits out on the internet? I don't know. By the way, I love how Livy Dunn is coming for her. If you know about my mindset coach, Laura St. John, Livy is Laura's niece. So I am always team Livy Dunn. So please, leave the ugly guys alone. And listen, I'm going to shoot you all the way straight. Every time we give an ugly guy a chance, you know why? Is because we believe we need an ego boost. And we believe, oh my God, he's going to worship me because, oof, look at him. Like, I'm better than him. Doesn't always go like that. Sometimes it does. Sometimes a man knows what he has and holy shit, he hangs on with both hands. It just depends. It depends about his self-esteem. It depends on his adolescence, and which is like, ugh, we have to take it all the way back there. Yeah, we do. When we deal with men, we actually have to take it back to fucking middle school. You know what though? Let me tell you. Nothing men do is an accident. If you're dealing with an ugly guy and you notice him negging you or being a fuckboy or ghosting in and out, that's not an accident. That's not an accident. If the ugly, dorky, shy guy wants you, he'll come for you. He'll come for you. It might not be smooth as Lord Byron. It might be kind of like awky and a little clumsy, but he will not come at you disrespectfully. There's a difference between awkward and disrespectful. Very, 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 very few people are disrespectful multiple times on accident. On accident. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to like stand you up. Yes, you did. I didn't mean to not talk to you for a week. Yes, you did. I didn't mean to laugh at your dreams. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yeah. And just because a guy is shy, well, he's shy. He doesn't think he has a chance with me. Maybe he's right. Maybe he should be right. Because you know what? If that is going to be the dominant tape loop in his mind when he has you, he will find a way to wreck this. My God, I have had so many guys do that with me, and they come back and they're like, I just didn't think I deserved you. I'm like, you know what? You turned out to be right. You don't deserve me. What? First of all, maybe I get to decide who deserves me. Did anyone ever think of that? Maybe I get to decide, but no, you self-selected as not worthy of me based on how you treated me. Your worth in my life wasn't about your looks. It was about how you treated me. Yeah, I'll date the fat guy who treats me well. I won't date a fat man, but there's no reason for a man to be fat. You don't get your period, you don't have babies. Fuck you. Do like 20 push-ups a day and 50 sit-ups and you're going to be well on your way. There is absolutely no excuse for fat men in this world. Bye. What we need to do when we are tempted to go beneath us, to date down, is check ourselves that like, listen, we can't be using people for ego boosts. Guys do that to us all the time. And also it doesn't work. Like guys neg us, right? Because we think like, oh my God, he's going to worship me. And when he doesn't, we're like, oh, your soul leaves your body. The example I have given in the past when I've talked about this is Ed Sheeran. He is the worst at this. He fucked all of Taylor Swift's Victoria's Secret model friends because he was opening for her at the time when she was like in that world. And they all were like, oh my God, he's going to love me. Look at him. I mean, look at him. A googly-eyed fat ginger. And he just annihilated these girls one by one. One by one. And they were like, because you know what it's like. Okay, the male model negged me, the hot guy, the architect, this dude. And then the fatty did too. Okay. I mean, it is a very bleak place. It is a very bleak place. And you know what? The only thing to do is never date down again. Never. But let's say you've been down this road and you gave your heart to someone, ugly or not, who cheated on you. We've been there. We've talked a lot about cheating on this channel, and I will repeat myself that, and this is actually something my ex-husband had said to me once when we were like just talking about relationships and cheating. No, neither one of us cheated, but he's like, the thing with cheating, it's so humiliating because you were making decisions based on a reality that never existed. And you feel like a clown. You feel like a clown. Like you're the last to know. And that's so incredibly disruptive when you're in a relationship and you're like, I should be the first to know. I'm your partner. I'm your girl. I'm the one you like. And I'm actually out in the cold here. I didn't realize someone had changed all the locks. I didn't know. I just don't understand why people can't just leave. Just leave, or just be honest about who you are. We just talked about this in the Shallon Trash yesterday, actually, for Fuckboy Friday. Join the Shallon Trash. It's amazing. It's our little sorority on the internet, only without weird coordinating outfits and eating disorders. It's great. But I was talking about how consistency is the number one thing we need to look for in men, not just positive consistency, like, oh, the wonderful dates, all this. I would like a fuckboy to be consistent, because that's what a fuckboy is. They're inconsistent. If a guy's like, hey, I'm just out to get my, to get off and like just date around and be a slut and whatever, great. You will find girls, Brecky Hills are out there, who are totally fine with that. You will find people who are vibing with that. But why do you have to lie? Stop presenting yourself as the boyfriend guy when you're the slut. Stop. That's all any of us ask. And when we get cheated on, you feel like you got conned. You feel like you got conned. But I want you to understand that to feel humiliated when you get cheated on is the absolute natural byproduct feeling. Please hear this. Nobody else is like embarrassed for you. Nobody's like, ooh, Sabrina got cheated on, cringe. I mean, I don't know who those people are. Anyone who thinks that, something is wrong with them. Something's wrong with them. I look at the scenario and I'm embarrassed for Barry. I'm embarrassed for him. You had Sabrina Carpenter. And you were like, oh, I think I can trade up a little bit. Fucking leprechaun, bitch. Drives me nuts. Like, I look at him, I'm like, oh, you don't know how to value another person. You don't know how to be honest. So right there, you're a bitch. Like, you're a bitch. You go for like the lowest hanging fruit, a titty influencer, who's now selling your ass out, by the way, which is exactly what you deserve. It's exactly what you deserve. I'm embarrassed for him. I'm embarrassed, like, ugh, this is actually who you are? I'm not embarrassed for Sabrina. We have got to stop acting like it's embarrassing to love people and to trust them. And, I understand that when things go wrong, that's exactly how you feel. It's exactly how you feel, like, And it's not helpful. It's the worst, actually, when people are like, I never liked him. Thank you for compounding my feeling that I'm the last to know. I was so hoping someone would add that to the conversation. That, oh, okay, he wasn't about me. And you also, you all saw it. Okay. We have to just stop saying that. Even though I started this video saying that about Barry, I've never thought he was attractive, but I was here for it because whatever. I wouldn't say that to her face. If you are watching this though, Sabrina, I'm sorry I said it to the internet instead of to your face, but I am saying that because I'm a rider for you. And when our friends say that to us, that's where it's coming from. It is still painful to hear though, because yeah, it just compounds this feeling of, I'm so stupid. And what that feeling kicks up is a deep, deep terror because you trusted this person. And they betrayed you. So when people are like, you're going to meet someone new, I mean, the force of that idea is, and what are they going to end up being, a serial killer? Like, are they going to be into crypto and I won't know about it? The idea of meeting someone new is like, what fresh hell will that be? My picker is wrong. All those sweet texts, I believed. All of those loving looks, I believed. I believed that. Now here's where I talk about how I used to be a garbage person. Like I said, I've cheated before. I mean, like literally 20 years ago, if not more. Long time ago. But I still did it. People have a capability of splitting themselves into two different people. Those loving looks, those sweet words, they weren't necessarily fake. there is just this disgusting garbage side of him that needs something different. And we can actually do another video on this. I have done videos on monogamy. Like, is monogamy even remotely realistic? Is it even healthy? And you know what? It all comes back to, no, it isn't. But you know what? That's the fucking rules. Okay? Because it's not that society is making the rules. Our heart and our ego is making the rules. We can talk till we're blue in the face about it. Well, it's logical. The world swingers and poly and ethically non-monogamous. That is not how your heart takes it. And when we try to tell our heart how it should feel, you shouldn't like to stop it. You should be fine if he's fucking some other girl. He got a blowjob in the Sonic parking lot. You should be happy about that. It makes sense. That makes it worse. And then you start going crazy because you're being gaslit by yourself. By yourself. The call's coming from inside the house. So maybe you end up with Barry, what's his McWeenus? I don't care. What is his name? I don't care. I can't pronounce it. And you know what? I don't plan to learn. Fuck you, Barry. You're left with people who have these urges, this entitlement, which is what the ugly guys have, the waste, the allure of killing the cheerleader. That's not a negative thing to guys like that. That is the win. That's the win. Woo! He gets that Sonic parking lot blowjob, and he gets to hurt the kind of girl who would always reject him. He gets to reject her now. And then he probably rejected Brecky. I mean, of course. Oh my God. Win, win, win. What a win-win scenario. How amazing. And then you know that about this person and you're disgusted by them, which makes you feel worse because you know what? You still love them. And what is grief? Grief is love with nowhere to go. And I remember when my ex cheated on me, I remember saying to him, please, I am begging you to find a way to make this right. Please fix this. Which is pathetic, but I believe deeply relatable. I still loved him. It's like I went from love to hate, and it's like the velocity of that shock, that shift is like, I mean, it truly takes your breath away. It's like everything is just upside down all of a sudden. And you're like, no, wait. I still love you. Like I haven't caught up to this. And then everyone tells you, how could you still love it? You would want him, you would take him back. Girl, it's all awful. And it's all on you to deal with. It's all on you to deal with. So the point in saying all this is you need to give yourself a little bit of breathing room and a little bit of grace. And you also need to understand that it is not you. It is not you. It is not you. This is just who they are. But then that acceptance touches back to, wow, yeah, this is who they are. And I failed to see it. I failed to see it. Or maybe I did kind of see it and someone told me I was crazy. He talked me out of it. I didn't listen to my intuition. I didn't even have the intuition that was telling me to leave. I understand. There is no tidy answer to this. You're not going to do yourself any favors by telling yourself that it was all a lie. He never loved me. Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. He just loved himself more. And not in the good way. Not in the way where it's like, you know what, we're all supposed to like look out for ourselves and be a whole complete unit. No, not like that. He loved you, but he loved his cowardice more. Because a real man would have been like, you know what, I'm not happy. Got a crush on this coworker. I don't know where it's going to go, but I do know that if it keeps on like it is, and the shoe was on the other foot, and she had it something, I would feel like I was getting cheated on. And you know what? I respect her. I'm not going to do that. And also, the fact that if my head is on a swivel and I'm looking around and I'm like, you know, susceptible to these other girls, there's something maybe wrong in my relationship. And maybe the wrong thing in my relationship is it's simply just not clicking. I don't love her the way I need to be loving someone. It's not time for me to be in a relationship. It's not something, though, that she is going to be able to change. It is not a conversation I can have and be like, hey, I need you to blah, 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 blah. Otherwise, I'm going to start cheating. It's not that. It's simply not working. Whatever is going on, all roads are pointing to me getting out of this relationship, so I'm not cheating on her. Seems to be a pretty rare line of thought for men these days, doesn't it? What I see more often is, let's roll the dice. Let's just roll the dice. When my boyfriend cheated on me several years ago, and it was like a fling, so he said, and I'm like, Max, is there anyone else that you need to tell me about? Nope. 100% no. No. Said, you're sure? You have immunity right now. He did not have immunity. You have immunity right now. If there's a fling, a kiss, a this, a that, tell me now, because guess what? I will find out. And if I have to find out this, I could maybe get over an indiscretion at a bar, a fling. If there's more, and I don't know, I cannot get over the lie on top of the lies. Nope, Shallon, I swear to you. He had a whole other girlfriend. He took her to Africa. And that was just one of many. I don't believe he was ever not cheating on me, honestly. I think he was cheating on me. I think he was cheating on me so constantly that I didn't clock the behavior is weird because it was never a deviation because it was simply always there. Does that make sense? You're not like, wait, they're acting funny. Well, that's how they've always acted. So I would never notice. You know what? It's like, dude, we could all be doing this, man. That's what frustrates me. It's like, do you not think I could be out fucking a bunch of other people? Do you not think that that was an option? I could have been doing that too, and I didn't, even when I wanted to, even when I met someone that I really was like, ooh, and we connected and we vibed. I didn't do that because I had what you seem to have no concept of, which is a modicum of respect for you. And also for myself, because my self-concept is not someone who cheats. Regardless of if it gets found out or not, I don't like viewing myself through that lens. I don't like it. So I don't do it. And these men out here have no integrity. They have no self-concept. And if they do, it's one that's gross. And I say all of this to loop it back to one concept. Girl, this isn't your fault. This isn't your fault. If that is who a man is, gross, Venus McPenis Caravan. If that's who he is, you could have 3 tits. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Pull back, lick your wounds, be alone for a while, and then learn. What were the red flags that you maybe ignored? Did your friends see something that you were blinded by lust? And listen, that's a real psychological brain thing. When you are attracted to someone, the part of your brain responsible for like logical decision making literally shuts off. Literally shuts off. You're like, okay. Right? Why do you think there's so many unplanned pregnancies? Like, hello? But listen, do that emotional autopsy. What did I miss? Why did I look the other way on something? Why did I ignore my intuition? What even does my intuition sound like? Go back, ask yourself without the judgment, without judging yourself. I'm so stupid. Because listen, we talk a lot about pain and suffering. Pain is, I got cheated on, I got betrayed. Suffering is, I deserved this, I should have seen it. Blah, blah. It's a story that you attach where you are an idiot. You're not. You're not. Telling yourself that you're stupid serves absolutely no purpose. Absolutely none. Well, it does because it makes sure I'll never do it again. No, no. Is that the only way someone is able to be taught? Like by force and violence and shame? No. No. Is that how you learn to read or to ride a bike or something? No, we're not. That is not how we teach ourselves to be better. That is not how we level up from like, just this like punch in the face. No. You have the ability to look at a situation down the road. You don't need to do it now. The time will come. And part of the reason people don't want to do an emotional autopsy about anything is because they know they're going to add this mean, hateful shame story about themselves. I wouldn't want to do an autopsy either if I knew it was going to come with all this self-judgment. But I have learned to shut that voice off, and I have learned to look at things more dispassionately and be like, okay, really, why did this happen? Why did I get ensnared with this person? And when I feel that, because you're fucking dumb and you're desperate and you're a pick-me at your core, that's why you let it happen. That's why. I have learned to be like, no, I'm not. Because my life is actually full of things that counteract all this ugliness that you're trying to tell me right now, fear brain. I'm not worthless and dumb. I feed the homeless twice a week. I'm not stupid. A lot of girls here think I'm pretty smart. I'm not this, I'm not that. My life is full of data, which is why we always have to keep doing esteemable things in our life. Giving back, showing up for ourselves, setting goals, even if they're small, making your bed every day, meal prepping, whatever. Because we need that army of esteemable events, that positive data for when that fear brain comes in, for when the fuck boys betray us. And we're like, no. The weapons I have to beat back that pain that I'm feeling and that shame and that feeling of, you're a clown. You're a clown. That's why this happened. Okay? The army that combats that is made up of all these little things I do every day to prove to myself that I have value. And it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. And it doesn't mean it doesn't knock you down for a while. But it does mean you eventually get back up. And when you rise from the ashes of this, you really do rise smarter. I would never get involved with someone like my ex now. And you know what? He was not an outlier. I had dated men like him most of my life. My husband actually was the outlier, which is why I married him. He was good and wonderful and strong. He still is. He's all of these incredible things. But the cheating ex, I've known men like that my whole life. But I had never had the guts or honestly, frankly, the tools. I'd never had a life that was more 360 and complete and grounded and good and sane and stable, where I therefore had the guts. I didn't have that army behind me where I could have the bravery to say, why did this happen? Let's say it's my fault. Sure. Why did I let this happen? Why did I let this relationship happen? Why did I let these red flags go unchecked? Why? And I was able to look at it 100% objectively. It's like, well, that's why, and this is why, and that's why. And then I was able to process it and let it go. And he and I are friends. He probably wouldn't appreciate me talking about this on the internet. Maybe don't cheat on a fucking YouTuber. Why don't you think about that? I know that I started this being like, wow, tacky to talk about your dating life in such clout chasey terms. Well, what can I say? I'm a hypocrite. It's funny, I don't talk about the guys who do things right, only the ones who do things wrong. But sorry, we can learn more from the ones who do things wrong. And again, don't cheat on a YouTuber. Don't cheat on a YouTuber. It's a bad bet. Don't cheat on anyone. Give yourself some time. Do not give yourself a million evil stories about yourself. Give your life a good look-see about where you can shore up that emotional army of esteemable things. So that when you decide, you know what, the grief period is over, it's never not going to hurt. I'm never not going to hate his guts. But I don't want to stay in this sad place forever. I really don't. It doesn't mean I have to get back out there. It means now it's time for the autopsy. I can do this. I've done it. You can do it too. What do you think about this whole fiasco? Ugh. I'm mad for Sabrina. We're going to be back next time, possibly talking about Formula One driver Max Verstappen, who's having a baby with his much older girlfriend who already has a different baby with a different Formula One driver. Max, I believe to be a sociopath, and I am fascinated by sociopaths. So we can actually talk about the pros and cons of dating a sociopath, because yes, there is a surprising upside, several surprising upsides to dating someone who doesn't really feel empathy. All right, I'll see you later, Shalligators. Don't forget, donate to our Christmas fundraiser. Shop from Amazon directly. You can have the packages sent. They automatically go straight to the shelter, where the coordinator and I are going to wrap some packages for some needy families. And if you want to donate to little snouties, little four-legged little weenuses, please consider donating to Whispering Willow's Senior Dog Sanctuary. You can Venmo them. Links for all of these things are down below. And I will see you later, Shalligators.